Hello, 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 everybody. How are you doing? I'm here. I made it. Oh boy, sorry I didn't have a video last week. Um, I was gonna do. I have like too much to show you because I didn't do a video last week. Um, but the plan. Speaking about a video called "Comic Book Publish." Comic book publishing planning. That's not really a good title, but whatever. It does talk about that does bring the meaning I'm trying to bring, but talking about a video about planning. I was planning to do a video, a live stream last week. Oh, I I had technical issues, as you might have deduced from if you looked at the chat, but I was planning on doing YouTube video last week and I couldn't because freaking more cold symptoms hit, and it's just like it's never ending. I think a lot of people are having flu-like symptoms or colds or COVID. I know many people who have gotten COVID recently. Um, you know, I don't know what variant it is or what. I don't know what's going really on with COVID. I don't watch the news. I took a COVID test when I was sick, and it said it wasn't COVID, but who knows? Because everybody around me seemed to get COVID. So I don't know. But anyways, that was like 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. I don't know how long it was that I had that cold, that flu. But then, it seemed like it was getting better. Then the symptoms came back up, and I couldn't even talk barely last week. Like as far as I'd be coughing, I have phlegm. My voice was like not the same, and it's just frustrating. So yeah, Frank, man, I guess COVID is still around. I mean, literally everybody at my job got COVID. So at one point or another, like staggered throughout the last couple few weeks, and they tested positive for it. A friend of mine recently just got COVID. I may or may not have had COVID. I don't know. I still have a little bit of symptoms. It's like the cold that never ends. But I don't know if it's COVID because I don't know. I didn't have the same symptoms. Who knows? Who knows? But it is what it is. I hope you guys are healthy, Frank. I hope you're healthy. Thanks for coming by, sir. And Muttman is here. What's up? Yo, what's up, dude? Man, you're rocking and rolling on making some comics, man, right? Hey, if you want to come on and talk about it a little bit tonight, feel free to let me know. I'll send you a link. I don't know. I haven't really been paying attention a lot, but I just keep seeing little updates of awesome art for Hero and maybe other stuff. I'm not sure. Keep up the good work, sir. I love what I'm seeing. Sideburns, also known as Dan, is asking why. Why? The question is why. And the answer is I don't know. Also, morning, Marsh. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good something to everybody and to you, Sir Dan. Um, so, yeah, today we're going to be talking about planning your comic book publishing. And I mean, it is coming up to the new year, it's coming up to Christmas. And tis the season of thinking about the future. I mean, because it's impossible to think about the future any other time of year, right? Like you can only think about the future during when it is approaching January 1st. I think that's the rule, the law of the land. Am I correct? So, anyways, sorry as I sip a little OJ IPA. Trust me, I'm not sauced or anything, but I just had dinner. Sometimes I like to have a beer with it. And this is nice and tasty. This is like nice citrusy type of IPA. I like those kind. So, anyways, Armor Tech, what is up? Whoops, what's up, Marsh? Getting better and better, man. Yeah, I hope everybody else is healthy. Maybe it's just kind of in my area, but probably not because I know somebody who's very far away from me who got COVID recently. So not that I had COVID. I don't know if I had COVID. At this point, it's all but over anyways, so I'm not too worried about it. But hey, I can talk today. So last week I couldn't really talk. Like I was just like, I want to do a video. Tuesday came around, I'm like, I can barely talk without coughing. So or like sneezing or whatever. And then I was like, well, maybe by Thursday, Thursday came around. I'm still getting better, but kind of in the same place. Luckily, I felt better by the time the week. Well, I still feel symptoms a little bit, but I was feeling better by the weekend, and because I was going to Big Apple Comic Con, Big City Apple, something like that, Comic Con, to meet up with my buddy Will. Hung out with Magda and our friend Kevin and Will, and I'll probably share some pictures at some point on Facebook or Instagram or whatever. But I just haven't gotten to it because I haven't had a lot of time to myself for a good 4 or 5 days, to be honest, which is fine. It's been nice, hanging out with people and having events and enjoying life, sharing life with people. That's a big part of what it's all about, right? Um, but because of that, I haven't had a ton of time to just be doing stuff. Like I actually looked through these comics that I got for the first time last night when I was sharing them with a buddy of mine, but even that was just like a quick, brief look through. So we're gonna be talking about comic book publishing, planning, kind of working our way to the new year type of thing. But I got some thoughts, and I've been talking to some of my friends and stuff, and you know, so I think there's some interesting stuff here. But I got a huge stack of stuff to share from all different situations. I bought a bunch of comics at New York Comic, or not New York Comic Con, Big City Apple Comic Con, whatever it's called, which was really fun. I bought some comics at a comic shop the week before at some point. I got some comics in the mail, some zines and stuff, and then there's some stuff just from my own collection that I wanted to share with you guys. So, and they're not in a good order because I had internet problems trying to get connected here because for some reason my MacBook doesn't want, like, we got new internet. It's on a new account even though it's the same company, and it's like new routers and stuff. And for some reason my MacBook won't let me like log into the new account even though I have the password, have all the information, but it's being weird. So it's right now it's connected just with the wire, which is kind of awesome because that means the speed is going to be as good as it can be and it won't have too much issues. But I'd rather it be Wi-Fi at least. I mean, literally the router is like right next to me. Like we just happened to place it upstairs right near where I stream. So maybe I should just connect it by wire every time. Then I won't have any issues and I'll have like no lag or anything. So yeah. What's up, Gary? How you doing? Thanks for coming by. Good to see you. I hope everybody's already getting ready or get all ready for Christmas and the holidays. Everybody's got a different view of what they feel like. If they get, some people get excited, some people, dread the holidays. I'm kind of a mixture of both, but I hope you're looking forward to it. I hope it's going to be a good one for you. Good couple weeks of holiday enjoyment. I should play around with the settings because I'm noticing like it looks okay. And Sideburns, also known as Dan, said that I should put a mat maybe underneath to help with the glare, and I think he's right, but I have not taken steps to make that happen yet. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Let me see if I could do a little something. Contrast doesn't help. There we go. That's a little better. That's a little better. All right, we'll just go with that for now. All right. Armor Tech, I met your artwork getting better and better. Oh, thank you. Thanks a lot. I haven't shared a lot of artwork lately, but I appreciate that. Um, so this is just like dollar. This particular thing is from the dollar bin at the New York Comic Con. Like I said, this is not organized like I want it to be. There's like so many different reasons why all these different comics are here. Like a nice amount of them is from the New York Comic Con. Some of them's from this. Some of them's from that. So it's gonna be a mixed bag here. Sorry, but I'm just sharing with you stuff I got recently. A lot of stuff. Most of the stuff was pretty cheap. But yeah. So this everybody probably knows what this is. This is the when they did the when the image guys did the like we'll trade your like you do the art for my book and I do the art for your book. And so Liefeld ended up doing the art for Shadowhawk #0, but he did it in a weird style, which I like the style. Back then, you know Sin City came out, and a lot of people were vibing. I think they were all kind of vibing on that, and he did kind of that an oddball, different kind of style than he normally does. But I like it. But I wish he did it in the Liefeld style. But that's all right. This is cool too. So I mean, I'm not trying to go through this comic or really go through all the comics or anything, but I don't know. I've been sitting here looking at it with you guys, and it's pretty cool. I dig it, and I just feel like kind of looking through it a little bit, but it's pretty neat. I dig it. This is a cool page. Again, a lot of people don't like Liefeld. I like Liefeld. You know, um, Shadow Bart. Nice. So yeah, I mean, I don't have to go through the whole comic, but anyways, this was another one I got for cheap. Bombast. It was still in the plastic. I ripped it out of the plastic, but it's a Jack Kirby creation, but the art and everything was put together. I don't know if this was after his death or not, but it was put together by like a bunch of different people. Roy Thomas, um, John Severin, Gary Frederick, just different people. I think a bunch of people had their hand in this, but it's a Jack Kirby creation. So yeah, I never had it. I love the cover. You know, Atari Force. I don't know nothing about Atari Force, but cover looked cool. I dig the colors. I like this like crosshatched background thing that's going on. There's like a bad guy, if you could see the detail, I know you guys can't really see the detail from here very well, but it's all crosshatched and stuff. But the characters look cool. And then there's these toys that I saw in the back, Power Lords. I don't know I never heard of these either, but they look cool. So there's that. Another, dollar bin thing. And I figured I'd check it out. The art is beautiful inside. Anytime I see a Sienkiewicz comic that I don't have, I grab it. And this one's all wrecked, but that's my favorite comics. You get them for nice and cheap. They're all ripped up. They got writing on them. They got, tape on them, whatever. And you can get them for cheap. And I don't care because I'm not in it for the collectability of it. I'm in it for the art, for the craft of it. So come on, Sienkiewicz, like I'll take his art in just about any format. He's freaking amazing. So yeah, cool. And there's like a bit of a collage thing going on here, which is neat, or like a mixed medium type of thing. He's one of the few comic book artists who mess with mixed medium. This one was bagged as well, so I wasn't sure if it was Casada art, but I immediately was like, oh man, I didn't know Casada did profit at any point. But I was like, this might just be the cover. I don't know. And it is. It actually is just the cover. Liefeld does some work in it. This is Liefeld being inked by someone else. And there's a bunch of other artists. This just looks like your typical extreme comic that probably has a crap story and whatever. But hey, whatever. That's what I grew up on. I dig it. Alpha Flight. I have like very little exposure to John Byrne, but I know he's really good and amazing, and so you know, there was a couple cheapo books, and I'm like, let me pick them up, give them a read at some point, and see if I enjoy it, you know. And I don't know much about Alpha Flight, but I'm sure it's cool. So there you go, nice little kissing scene and stuff. So cool. This is just like there's more, trust me, there's more interesting stuff in this stack. I mean, you might find this stuff interesting, but this is just kind of the dollar bin picks that I found. Again, not super great condition. There's like ripped edges and stuff. So we got John Romita Jr. as the artist, and Dan Green, and Chris Claremont, of course, as the writer. And you know, cover's just really cool, and it's X-Men, and you know, Claremont and stuff. It's just a comic I don't have that's from that era, and I'm interested in digging into that era. So this is something totally different. I picked this out of my own collection because I wanted to show you guys that I had a pinup in something. And my friend, I have a friend. His name is Mike Ballad, and he, you know, is an artist. And I met him. He was working at a comic shop, and I've been friends with him for a while now since I met him at a comic shop, and we've done conventions together and stuff like that. Anyways, he knows this other guy also by the name of Michael Woolley, and he does this comic Cromwell Green. And I really like it. It's like got this cartoony style. It's kind of goth. Like you could tell there's like, I feel like people who read Sandman or something would like this, even though it's more cartoony and probably less serious, but it's kind of got that vibe going to it. And it's cool because it's like cartoony, but then he puts in all these like background details that are really cool. He's really good at like foliage and just this interesting hatching that he does and stuff. And him and his girlfriend or wife, getting, well, I don't know if they're married or not, but him and his girlfriend write the story and he draws it. And it's just really cool. I really dig it. And I kind of became internet friends with him a little bit. And through that, and seeing that my friend was getting pinups in these comics, and I haven't checked on this comic in a while. There might be many other issues. I don't know. He was pretty prolific, so that's cool. Um, you know, but I want to check up on that now that I kind of found these comics again. But this is my buddy Mike Vallad. This is one of his in the first issue. I think he's got art in every issue, at least that I have. So this is one of his pinups, and there's a couple other pinups. So I'll kind of just go through these a little bit. But in the fourth one, I have a pinup, and it's one of my first, like, I don't know, semi-professional, even though it's like indie, you know, kind of pieces, and that was in a comic, and I'm pretty proud of it. I think it's cool. I've shared it on the channel before, but it was a long time ago. Very few people who are watching now probably would remember it. Even maybe nobody would remember it. But you know, that's no problem. But I really dig it. A lot of cool stuff. Show you the pinups in this one. The actual artist did pinups, and then my buddy Mike Vallad again. He did this one, which came out really cool. You know, I remember him sharing me the process shots as he was working on it and stuff. So really well published, nicely done, indie comic, pretty prolific. You can see like lots of it's hard to see because the lighting is hard to check, but there's like lots of detail and stuff. You can't really see it with this camera. One of these days I'll get on my crap and get better at, you know, doing the whole everything in my life. But it's funny because they're like cartoony characters, but there's lots of interesting, fun details in them. So, yeah, cool stuff. And then here is this. No, this isn't the fourth issue. So let's see, another couple pinups, and I guess my friend doesn't have a pinup in this one, but that's okay. And then he did the variant cover to this, and I think this is his cover. My friend Mike, yeah, it is. My friend Mike Vlad did this cover. It's really awesome, really well done. I don't know if I can't remember if he colored it or not. I feel like he probably isn't the one who colored it, but I could be wrong. But it's freaking beautiful, beautiful art. So, anyways, again, another awesome comic by this guy. And, I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but here you can see pinups by Don England, Marshall Lee, Jim Hamlin, John Tucker. An alternate cover by Michael Vlad. And this is my pinup. I mean, all the pinups are cool. But he said he wanted to do something almost like with the Indiana Jones theme. And I did like some water, like ink washes, I guess. This was me trying to do ink washes. Not that I really know how to do ink washes, but and I literally I went kind of literal with it and did the scene where Indiana Jones is like afraid of the snakes in that hole in the ground or whatever. I don't know if you could call it a cave exactly, but in the first Indiana Jones. And yeah, got some snakes in the foreground, and he's got his whip, and I thought it came out pretty cool. So yeah, some more pinups, and I'm pretty proud that I have like a little pinup in a comic. It's cool stuff. So yeah, just wanted to share that as well. Love and Rockets. I don't know anything. Like Love and Rockets is relatively new to me. I kind of heard about it from I mean, I've always heard of Love and Rockets. I've always known that it's out there and it's a comic. I had no other idea of what that meant besides that until, cartoonist kayfabe came around and digs into all these old comics and stuff. And so I'm like, okay, they talk about Love and Rockets too much. They talk about the Hernandez brothers too much for me to just ignore it and not have any clue what it's about or anything. So I didn't know where to start, but they were kind of saying that like you could start anywhere. They have one video, Cartoonist Kayfabe has one video where they show all of the first 50 covers of Love and Rockets. And this cover was like, this was my favorite cover of the bunch that I saw. And I just love this like almost realistic like texture to this rocky like statue thing, and like a little bit of a realism with the clouds and just that. And then you got the cartoony kind of figure in the front, and then these like little monkeys crawling and stuff. And I just thought this was like the coolest illustration, so I'm like, I'll start with that one. I haven't read it yet, but and there's some imagery in here. There's like some nudity and stuff, so I'll try not to go too deep into it. But Hernandez brothers are legendary creators, and I'm just learning about them. So this one focuses mostly on, I think, Jaime Hernandez work, or maybe it's the other one. I don't know. There's three of them actually, but usually it's like if you don't know, it's like an anthology with these brothers, and there's three of them, but mostly it's two of them, and they have different stories within it, and that'll come into play later in our discussion about planning and publishing and stuff. So, and lately I've been on a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles kick, so every time I see a Turtles comic that, especially from the older times, this isn't the first earliest ones, but these are, this is like from the first run. I don't know what printing it is, but I don't really care. This is book number 34 from the first run, if I'm not mistaken. And this one, the art is, I think this was on a kayfabe video at some point, but Rich Eden, and Tom McQueenie on the art. So, yeah, pretty cool stuff. Different take on the Turtles. Another Mark Baudet Turtles story. This is the second one of his that I have the issue of with Mark Baudet, Von Bodie's son, issue number 32. I really like the art in this. I have not read it yet, but I'm looking forward to reading it. But I'm a huge fan of Von Bodie and Mark Bodie. So yeah, can't wait to read that. This one was definitely on the Kayfabe channel too. Rick Veitch. It's like this hot rod like car chase thing, grotesque. It's pretty cool. Um, Not like super amazing story as far as I understand. It's almost not even a Ninja Turtles comic. It feels like, but you know, it is what it is. Cool art. Looking forward to checking out. I think had these before, but this is more of that same. This is just some random comics I grabbed. I can't remember if it was at the convention or at a comic shop, but it's got those like cartoony cool robots that I like, and I just really like the art in this, and I'm looking forward to reading it at some point. So yeah, cool stuff. I'm gonna try to go faster. This I got at the comic shop. Dark. It's like a Dark Knight thing, but it's Nat Rat. A Dark Gnat Returns by Mark Martin. I don't know anything about who this is. Dedicated to Frank Miller and Bob Kane, but it just had cool art, and I was like, let me check it out. So again, looking forward to reading it. It's kind of a spoof on the whole Dark Knight thing, I guess, and yeah, I don't know. We'll be checking that out at some point. More of that Sam Slade. Here's some, again, this is all mixed up. Like these comics and zines and stuff come from, I've been ordering some stuff. I just happened to go to a convention this past weekend, the Big Apple comic convention. And I did stop at the comic shop at one point in the last few weeks. So again, some more zine. I think this is the Riso printing, which is like a certain kind of printing, and um, zine people do it sometimes, and I don't know. It's like a special printing with different limited colors. So this is just some of the zines I bought off of Etsy. Um, Pretty cool, you know. You could do anything with zines, so really cool. This is the one I was looking forward to the most. Analog self-publishing, step-by-step instructions to make your own book without a computer. And I was thinking I would like to actually give I bought two of these, so I'm going to do a giveaway, I think, tonight for if anybody wants this. But I just think this is cool. Like, and if you sit there and think for 5 minutes, like, how do you make your own book without a computer? You'll figure it out. So it's not like rocket science. It's just using a scanner. um, but I think it's pretty cool. I love doing anything without a computer. I'm not against computers, but I love the idea of doing anything without a computer. So yeah, this is just kind of a little step-by-step guide on how to do it. I mean, you can figure it again. It's not hard to figure it out. I'll probably actually do a YouTube video about this, like how to make your own comic without a computer, because I think that it's just something that, like, if you feel like you can't make a comic because you can't pay for printing or you can't do this or you can't do that, well, if you have access to a printer, even if you don't own one, and you go to a library and you can save up enough money, which would be like, I don't know, $5-10 or something, to put enough quarters in to make enough prints. And then, well, you kind of still need a long arm stapler, but you can go to, like, most office supply places have long arm staplers you can just use. um, I think they do. I don't quote me on that. I'm not. I think they might. I've just always had one since, for a long time I've had one because I was making mini comics. So I might take it for granted, but or save up to get one. But it doesn't take you can actually do use thread. You can use thread. I've seen people use thread to stitch their comics together. And you don't even need a stapler. So all you need is some scissors and find some thread somewhere. There's other ways you can even do that if you don't have a long arm stapler. But all you got to do is print on regular paper, and you can make your own comic book without even using a computer. Like I said, this stuff's all mixed up. I could at least sort of organize this one pretty easily. So here's some more mini comics. Some of them I just said are actually they're zines. This one I'll actually read to you because I think it's nice. It's sweet. Small affirmations. Love is real. I am brave and capable. I deserve rest. Soft fruit, please be gentle. It's okay to be soft. I like that. I let go of habits that no longer serve me. I mean, that's awesome. Capable of growing. I am capable of growing. So yeah, small affirmations. I mean, that's a zine right there. And I think it's cute, and it's also just nice. It makes you feel good. Not every zine makes you feel good, but that one I feel like does. So so that was one of the random, there was you could get like a pack of zines, and I told them to just choose which ones because I wanted it to be random. So there's another one of those, more zines, super small zines. Just went on Etsy. This one's how to make a zine. It seems like a one sheet folded mini zine. So it seems like a lot of people make at least one zine about how to make zines, which is cool. I don't remember if I shared this one or not. It's called Green Ghost. It's just pictures of this ghost amongst plants saying things. And it's cute and fun, and I like it. So here's some collage zine, unnamed art zine #1. It's just collage stuff, and I dig it. I just love all the creativity in all of these. A lot of these are like 4 to 6 pages, 1,400 seconds. Some of these I might have shown you guys already. I don't remember. I think I might have shown you guys this one, but sorry if that's the case. Things have been crazy busy lately, but yeah, some cool examples of zines. This one came in recently. I love it. Just a few women pioneers of electronic experimental music. If you don't know, I'm into electronic experimental music, and so this was like right up my alley. You can see this person on the cover is using modular gear, which is what I like to mess with. So each page is just a picture and a little bit about one female experimental electronic musician from history or even current, And so it's cool. Somebody's just sharing their love for what they're into. That's what your zine could be about if you want to do a zine or a comic, So another Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Richard Corbin one, or I don't know if there's more than one Richard Corbin TMNT, but it's really cool. Cool art. Time traveling turtles. Whoa, that was loud. Time traveling turtles, cool stuff. Which issue is this? Issue number 33. So there you go. And Wildcat came in the mail. CB Smallwood. Look at that. Got some stickers. Got some Wildcat goodness. It looks awesome. Some of you in the chat, I think, worked on this book, which is really cool. Let's see, we got Robert Johnston. We got Yanimal. Some of you guys might know my buddy Yanimal. Daniel McGinnis, which is also Mr. Sideburns himself. His real name is Daniel McGinnis. Abel Pearsons, Peter Palmiotti. A lot of people worked on this. Obviously, CB Smallwood. I'm not sure who B.W. Sims is. That's not somebody I know. Frank Salazar. There we go, Mr. Frank, Salazar Art Nation. So yeah, awesome stuff. Like this thing came together, it got funded, it happened. It's here in the flesh, and it's awesome. Haven't gotten a chance to read it yet. I just got it. So pretty cool stuff. I digs it. Wildcat is coming to life. Oh, there's Frank's stuff. Do do do. Pretty cool. There's a pinup by Mr. Sideburns himself, or not a pinup, a ad, I guess, for his comic Duckling Star. Cool stuff. Really neat. Glad to see everybody's contributions. It looks awesome. This I talked to you guys about Michel Fife, I think his name is. I think that's how you say it. Um, he's been on the Cartoonist Kayfabe show relatively recently. I bought his Copra book and I shared that. This is something I was waiting for like a month and a half. Like for some reason it got like lost in the mail and blah blah blah. But Extreme Comics, Liefeld, Bloodstrike, Dan Frago was like a big part of that when it first came out, and Michel Fife did his own series with it, like a little mini series. Some awesome art that I really dig. And there's some cool pinups in the back. Dan Fraga has 3 pinups. These are 2 of his pinups in the back. And then I think this must be like an older drawing or something. But that's another Dan Fraga. Yeah, 1993. So that's interesting. Liefeld pinup. Yeah, just other stuff. Ed Piskor did this like fake ad, I guess. I think it's a fake ad for Team Youngblood, and I really like it. It's so rare to see Ed Piskor, kind of draw stuff like this. So that's cool. So yeah, pretty neat. Looking forward to reading. I started reading it. I showed this last week. I'm gonna save this till later because there's more to talk about. This is more stuff I got at the comic convention, I think. Just like seeing different artists or different books that I'm interested just based on the cover. I used to have some of these Grendels, and I'm curious to actually read them now that I'm older. Like when I was younger, I didn't really get what this was all about, but maybe now I'll slightly understand it. But the art is really cool. Matt Wagner, is that his name, right? Yeah, Matt Wagner, penciled by Patrick McGowan. I don't know how to say his name, but really cool cover art. That's Matt Wagner's art, I think. And then the interior art is really cool too. So sorry for there's some nudity things in there. Sorry. This cover is like awesome. Like it's freaking cool. And the coloring is really cool. I dig it. So I'm looking forward to digging into that. That's issue 6 and 9 of 10. So I probably would like to try to track down all of them. Kabuki, Caliber Comics. They produce, Cartoonist Kayfabe. Sorry, like I mentioned Cartoonist Kayfabe a lot, but I like the channel, and when I hear stuff that they talk about, it makes me curious to buy the stuff or get. But this one, and they talk about Caliber Comics sometimes because they talk about like Outlaw Comics, and I don't know much of anything about Outlaw Comics, but I saw this and the art was really cool, so I'm like, I'm gonna check it out. It's probably like $1 or something. I don't know. Got a lot of comics from dollar bins and stuff this weekend. So really amazing, amazing art. Beautiful, beautiful art. This is kind of a cool page with the scattered, shattered panels and letters, and that's pretty neat. So yeah, I'll be digging into this at some point. A lot of words and stuff. A lot of awesome art. So yeah, Kabuki. Have no clue what this is, but I like the art. Ravens and Rainbows, #1 from Pacific Comics. Art looks really cool. Jeff Jones, 1970. So sorry for the nudity. I can't. Sorry, there's a lot of nudity in I guess a lot of these comics, but what can I say? I mean, I'm not afraid of nudity really. I mean, I don't go looking for it necessarily, but if it's there, whatever. Micronauts is cool. Cool art. This was funny. Like, I don't know anything about this. I've never heard of this, but the art again, I just see cool art and I'm like, I want it. And this art, it reminds me of like Jeff Darrow a little bit, but then it's like way more cartoony than Jeff usually does. And it's got like kaiju in it and some amazing illustrations. So I was just like, dollar bin, man. Like, yeah, why not grab it? So, yeah, I don't know. Pretty cool stuff. Let's see who's the artist. I've never even heard of this artist. Let's see what their name is. Nick Patara. It's amazing art, you know. Maybe hopefully I'll get to a point where I read it and maybe I can let you guys know if it's actually any good. Anytime I see Mark Texiera stuff that I don't have, I pretty much buy it if it's cheap. This is, Larry Hama script, Mark Texiera art, Wolverine. I mean, come on, you can't get much better than that. Um, he's got, what's interesting? He's got like a rough around the edges kind of dark style, which is cool, but he also has like really good design sense, really interesting designs and stuff. And I don't know, he's pretty cool. He's a cool artist. It's kind of a cinematic storytelling style going on here. So pretty neat. I got a few things that have him, and also Cohen. Is it David Cohen or where is it? Dennis Cohen. That's right. Whenever I see his art, I'm like grabbing it. Usually it's for cheap too. So he worked on a lot of different things, but love his art style. Um, so yeah, here's another one, another Cohen. This one's really cool. And this one's written by uh, Dwayne McDuffie. So Dennis Cohen, Dwayne McDuffie. Milestone legends. You know, so pretty awesome. It's almost like you take like Walt Simonson and mix him with Mark Magnola, and you get like Dennis Cohen. Sometimes I almost feel like. So I don't know. Jim Valentino, Guardians of the Galaxy. This is kind of interesting. It says for Marvel use only, and I asked the person who was selling about that, and apparently his girlfriend or wife used to work in the Marvel offices, and these are literally from the Marvel offices. Like this was like I think like proof copies or something. And you would think that they'd be worth more if they had. And he had a ton of these, and I bought these for like $1 each or something. That says for Marvel use only. Um, and he had like a ton of these. You'd think they'd be of value. But he said because they're on the interiors, like nobody really knows, and there's nothing really, you know, more valuable. Not that I care if they're valuable, like, but Jim Valentino, writer and drawer. So yeah, pretty cool. I've been wanting to grab some of his Guardian stuff because that's where he like was doing, the superhero team thing and kind of cool. Here's another Guardians of the Galaxy, but this one is Texiera art. See, for Marvel use only. Interesting. But I love this art, and that's really the reason I got it. Um, the good thing about newsprint is we don't have the glare issues as much. But yeah, pretty cool stuff. Really dig it. There's so many ads in these comics. This one I literally just got because the cover like looks great. Klaus Janson cover, I guess. Alfredo Alcala interiors. Steve Gerber on story. I mean, it's beautiful art on the interiors and on the cover. Like, yeah. So My friend, I put this up and my friend's like, "Oh, the poor man's Swamp Thing." Another one I bought just for the cover. This is an old one, but yeah, the cover's great. Um, Carmen Infantino, I guess, must be the artist. Is that his name? I don't know who did the interiors. It says Bob Kane, but I think on some of these old Batman comics, I don't know if it's actually him or if he's just always credited because he was like kind of the Stan Lee of DC, of Batman, I guess, and he kind of took the credit for everything as far as I know. I don't know. I don't really know much about the details about it, but kind of your basic comic book art of the time. But this cover is like amazing. It's great. I love it. So I was like, yep, I'll grab that. I know that Kirby was involved in Not Brand Eck, like I think for the first couple of issues, but I've never gotten any of these yet, so I just grabbed one because I saw it. This is not Kirby, but it's like spoof on Marvel characters and stuff, even some DC characters. Sandman #4, another Kirby situation. I have the first issue, didn't have this issue, so I'm always looking to fill in my Kirby collection. Um, Probably bought it for like $10 or something. I can't remember. There's a few of these in here that were more expensive than Dollar Bin Comics, but this one I won't really flip through. Even the cover is pretty like rough, but this was just from an indie comic creator, and yeah, it's just kind of outsider art stuff, and there's a lot of stuff that's probably not safe for work or children's eyes or whatever in there. More from that same table, this guy did Super Manuel or whatever, and this is like kind of like a bootleg comic, like bootleg Spider-Man here that I showed I think last week. And he's kind of doing the Captain America punching Hitler. In this one, it's Super Manuel punching Trump, which I'm not saying I agree with, but I get what he's referencing. I can respect the opinion, and that's one thing that's beautiful about our country is that we do have freedom of speech still. I think we do. It seems to be getting thrown out of the window a little bit here and there, but we should have. I support whether I agree with them or not. I support their freedom of speech to say this, and I think it's clever. It's cool, interesting. And the guy who made this, he was super nice. I love talking to him. He's into comics, he's into zines, and he made a bunch of these zines, and I bought them. Imaginary Planet. There's probably lewd stuff in this. I don't know. I can't remember. But yeah, another kind of zine comic situation that I'll be interested in looking into. And this was kind of why we went to the convention. Was you guys saw I showed this last week, I think last week or 2 weeks ago, Steel Streets. Well, I finished my collection of his Steel Street stuff at the convention and met the guy. He's really nice. This is just a promotional thing, but these are the third and fourth issue. Really cool stuff. Like I said, kind of like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles inspired, and I don't know, just really neat. Crude art, but kind of cool. I still dig it. Superhero Comics, really super nice guy too. Really enjoyed talking to him. But this was kind of the reason we went, was to meet up with to say hi to this dude, because my friend Will showed me his stuff and I dug it. So yeah. So I finished my collection to that. Oh, and these are some more mini comics from those other two guys that I was telling you about. So yeah, cool stuff. Oh, and also I got this print. The Last Ronin. This guy apparently lives right near where I live. So that was cool. Like we were in New York at the convention, but I got this print. He does other art that's in the same vein, and Ninja Turtle stuff and just other superhero stuff. And I bought this print because I was like, I need something because you are freaking awesome and you make really cool art. And I dig this style of art, you know. And I think he uses like a lot of spray paint. He might use like gouache and stuff, and then inks and stuff. So I don't know, really cool stuff. And I'm probably gonna buy the Last Ronin trade paperback that just came out, or hardcover that just came out recently, because I want to read it. I'm like super kind of digging on the Ninja Turtles these days. So yeah, that was the only print thing I got there. And last but not least, um, I got, like I said, I'm gonna take these out because I'm gonna give one of these away tonight. Maybe there's something else I can give away with it, because this is just like a little small thing. But analog self-publishing, step-by-step instructions to make your own book without a computer. Like I said, you can easily figure it out just by thinking about it for a minute. But it's still kind of cool. It's a little guide. There's a couple interesting tips that you might not know by intuition. Um, and I dig it. I bought two on purpose because I wanted to give one away. So, yeah, really cool little zine that teaches. And like I said, I'm gonna do a video, I think, on this at some point. Last but not least, we also came across this one guy who was a comic book artist. Well, he's a graffiti artist, I should say, and he made this. He called it a comic book, but it's kind of like a graffiti coloring book or something. And I love it. I think it's so awesome. And so I grabbed this. I won't probably be coloring it. I just like the art. I don't want to ruin it. But yeah, pretty cool stuff. And we got to talk to him a little bit. My friend Will, who I went to the convention with, like I said, myself, Magda, our friend Kevin, and my friend Will, I got to meet back up with. It's been a while. Um, he is from New York, so he knows this, like, he knows people who know him, and like they have mutual friends because they were in the kind of graffiti world a little bit together, growing up in, you know, New York City, where graffiti really is kind of like, I think it's kind of like the birthplace for like what became graffiti culture, you know? So, anyways, yeah, that is all the stuff that I wanted to share with you. And how long did that take? Oh my gosh, it took almost an hour. Sorry about that. We'll get to the chat here in a second, and I'll try to do some drawing. You guys want to see some drawing? uh, I think I saw that Dede is in here. I don't know if you saw some of the zines, Dede, but there's like some cool like collage zines that I went through earlier. All right, I gotta put these down in a way where they won't be a mess a little bit. Oh goodness. Sorry, I kind of had to, I wanted to try to go through those like without interruption, because I knew there was a lot to get through. And now my mouth is dry, so I'm going to continue with this IPA. Tasty. All right, so we're going to talk about comic book publishing planning our publishing. I need to like rename that because I don't like that name. The other comic guy is here. What is up, dude? Thanks for coming by. DJ DG Salmon. Get well soon and really enjoy your YouTube videos. Thank you. Yeah, like I said last week, I couldn't come on. I wanted to. I planned to, but I couldn't even talk. Like now I'm feeling mostly better. So still a little bit of congestion, but yeah. The other comic guy, TMNT City at War is on my wish list. Is that that's not the Last Ronin stuff, is it? Is it something else? I'm trying to think if I know what that is. But if I don't know what it is, it's about to be on my wish list too. In fact, let me look it up real quick. See if it's something I recognize. TMNT City at War. No, I don't know anything about it. Cool. I'll have to check it out. So that must be a good story, I hope. Is it who does the art, I wonder? Anyways, I'll look into it later. I'm glad you pointed that out. Nathan, what's up? Haven't seen you here in the last couple of things, but thanks for coming by. A little late, but glad to be here. I'm glad you're here too, sir. Hope you're doing well, man. Sideburns, also known as Daniel McGinnis. Liked the some of the analog techniques Marvel used to do, from hand lettering to gluing on speech bubbles. Yeah, like the paste ups. Yep. Uh, yeah, I mean a lot of I mean that's just comics in general did that, not just Marvel, but Marvel as well. Chris, Chris, how you doing? Thanks for coming by. Michael Hing, evening all, join the party at last. Thank you. I'm glad you joined. Let's see. Oh, Dede got her Wildcat in as well. Awesome. Yes, yes, very awesome. Let's see. Let's see. Debbie looks great. Who's Debbie? I wish I had a copy. So Debbie must be in something that I showed, and I don't know who Debbie is. uh, let me know what you're talking about, because I'm not sure. Are you talking about Wildcat? You didn't get Wildcat, Dan? You're in Wildcat. How did you not get Wildcat? Let's see. That has to be rectified. I mean, man, shipping to Australia though must be a lot, huh? That's probably why. But man, we got to get you at Wildcat somehow, some way. Somehow, some way. Yeah, he's talking about Wildcat. Oh, it only ships to the US. Is it possible to still get one? Nudity, woo! Yeah, well, I don't hate it, I guess, but it's not like I go looking for nudity. Michael Hing, Rodolfo DiMaggio, Steve Scroche, I'm probably saying these wrong, and Killian Plunkett are three artists I have been really getting into lately. That's cool. I don't know who those people are, but I'm sure they're awesome. Nathan says, "Wow, Alfredo Alcala is an awesome artist." Yeah, I think you're right too, man. I dig what I'm seeing. He worked on the Savage Sword of Conan stuff in He-Man mini comics. Oh, okay, cool. So I must have seen it when I was over your house and didn't even realize it. I think you probably told me about him, and there's so many things I don't remember everything, but I do remember the arcade games, and I'm like, I'm putting the hints in to for somebody to buy me an arcade game thing, or me to buy one. As a contributor, I don't have my Wildcat copies either. Oh man, what is going on? I mean, yeah, maybe it doesn't ship to US, but at least to the contributors. I mean, I'm not trying to throw shade on anybody. Like, you got to do what you got to do. But, I'll be honest, I've contributed to things and not gotten a copy either, which it's a shame. To me, oh man, I don't want to say anything bad about anybody. I'm not trying to do that. But if it was me, man, I feel like I would try to get it to the people who contributed. But it is what it is. I know not everybody has enough money, and shipping to Australia, or I'm not sure where you are, Orange Hill Comics, but shipping to Australia, I know is probably super expensive right now. Daniel, is Brian not going to send you contributor copies? Yeah, I don't know. I shouldn't get into this live. I'm a huge fan of Brian CB Smallwood. He's my boy. I'm sure there's whatever. Like, I don't want to like sit here and talk anything bad, because I got nothing but love and respect for the man. Saw them all, Marsh. Very cool. Oh, okay, cool. I'm glad you were able to see them, Dede. Everybody, by the way, Dede Willingham has a live stream tomorrow, unless you're not having it, but I think you are having a live stream tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. Go check it out. It's really cool. I'll be there because I like it, and I like to look at Barbies. Because I like watching Dee Dee stream, and she has Barbies, so I have to like it. But no, I really do appreciate actually the art of the Barbie photography. You can tell that it's an artist eye that's putting it together. Seriously, because like you you can just take a picture of a Barbie, but if you do it in an artful way, it looks really cool. If you just take a picture of anything, like there's an art just to photography and to setting it all up in a cool way. Like, trust me, I know. I mean, I don't do it with Barbies, but I dig it. I dig what you do, and I think it's super fun, Dee Dee. Even though I need to make sure those man cards are out. But yeah, ships to United States IGG page. Yeah. Mm-mm-mm. Chris and the Chris and the other comic guy are gonna be right back. What are you guys doing? You guys got something else better to do together to hang out with each other or something? uh, I know. You guys are one's like near Mexico, the other one, I don't know where the other comic guy is from. But yeah, just being goofy. Yeah, but you're a contributor. I think he'll make a special case for you and Jan. Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully. What is up, Ronnie? What is up, dude? Thanks for coming by. Let's see. Okay, Debbie is my character in Duckling Star. Okay, I gotcha. I gotcha. I should know that. Sorry, uh, Daniel, but I love it. I think it's awesome. I was excited to see that in the pages of Wildcat. Yes. Yeah, I'm sure he'll probably send you a copy. Okay, so Orange Hill Comics is in Tennessee. Tennessee. That's like before I knew much about hip hop. I mean, I'm a super big hip hop head, but when I was younger, I didn't know anything about hip hop. I was a white boy growing up in the suburbs in the '90s, and and Arrested Development was one of my favorite groups, and they are like real hip hop, but they kind of hit a pop mainstream thing, and their stuff is really dope, and I just love that song Tennessee. I love all their song, a lot of their songs, but that was one of my favorite albums. I'm not throwing shade. I wasn't accusing anybody of throwing shade. I just feel like I'm here in a public setting and I'm like talking about this, and I'm like, oh, I'm not. I'm just trying to say like, Brian's my boy. I'm not trying to throw any shade or anything. He's probably got a plan. Do do do. I will be coloring Marsh. All right. So Dee Dee's gonna be on tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. Check her stuff out. I enjoy being there. I know you will too. Merry Christmas and happy holidays, everyone. Yeah, man. Same to you, Ronnie. I hope your Christmas is awesome. Sorry for the wire in the way. I don't have the greatest setup right now. It's hard to be on point with anything. It seems like these days. uh, and throwing down man cards. Yeah, she's gonna be coloring and throwing down man cards. Sounds good. Uh, Steve Scroche worked on Spider-Man with Tom DeFalco. Okay, Rodolfo DiMaggio had a brief career before moving into storyboards, but did some good Batman work. Plunkett did some work on Aliens comics. All right, cool. I'll have to look out for those names. Do 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 do. Oh, Dee Dee's gonna be right back too. All right, here we go. So let's talk about some stuff. Let's get into some stuff. Maybe I should draw some stuff. It'll probably be Ninja Turtles because that's what I'm into. That's what I'm into these days. And I don't know. We're going to be talking about planning comics. We're going to be talking about planting comics. I I dropped my plant. I came in the studio and I had a plant over by the side, and I had my comics stacked here. Well, only part of my comics was stacked here because they fell over, knocked over my plant, and I'm like, I gotta set up. I can't be cleaning up plant matter. And Magda came in and helped me, so that was nice of her. So, yeah, I don't know. Oh man, I'm gonna get my sketchbook. I feel intimidated to try to draw on some kind of special board. Where is my sketchbook? I know I have multiple sketchbooks strewn about everything and everywhere. What's this one? This one will work, right? Yeah, this one will work. This one will work. Do. Let's just get to sketching and talking. And, you know, oh, I did invite Muttman to come on, but he doesn't want to come on. He didn't say anything, so oh well. But hey, that's all right. Nothing wrong with that. Look at my logo. Looks funny with that adapter there. You can like see my logo like pointing through in the corner. That's funny. Anyways, now I need like to find utensils, things to draw with. I am so unprepared today. Oh goodness. Let's see. I know I got something somewhere. We'll grab out one of these trusty pens. Maybe a trusty pencil. What else we got here? Anything? I'm sure I got lots of stuff, but this will do. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Turtles in a half shell. Turtle power. That's a good setup by accident. Yeah. And I think you were here, Dan, but I was saying like you had a good idea with the putting down some kind of something here so there's less glare, but I didn't get to it yet. But let me know if you guys want. I was gonna do a giveaway for this, and I don't know what else. Like, what else could I give away? I feel like this isn't enough. But I think this is a cool little, mini comic. You know what? It'll be a surprise. I'll throw in something else, some other stuff to go with it. But yeah, if anybody's interested in this, if you're not, like, we don't have to do a giveaway, but I think it would be cool. Let me know if you're interested. I think it's a cool idea to publish a comic without even using a computer. That's kind of fun. Let's see. Sadly, it's very late for me, so it's time to go to bed. Good night, everyone. Good night, sir. No problem at all. It's all good in the hood. I'm in Missouri visiting family. Oh, so going to get white Christmas. Wow, instead of hot Florida this year. Cool. I hope you have a wonderful time there with your family. That's awesome. And yeah, I'm in New England, but I don't think we're getting a white Christmas this year. That's all right, though. I'm cool with that. Let's see. All right. So, do you guys have a plan for publishing your comic or what? I mean, you might not do comics. I know obviously Dede doesn't do comics. Dede has a plan for publishing though. Every Monday and Wednesday at 8:30 in the morning. She publishes a YouTube video, a live stream for 4 hours. That's pretty cool. That's publishing. It's a good plan too. I tried to do that, but oh my gosh. You got to find your groove. You got to find the thing that works for you. Let's see. I got this fancy schmancy sharpener here. And I got a blue pencil. I'm just gonna kind of sketch some things. And oh man, don't you? I hate that when you like try to sharpen a pencil and it breaks the tip off. That kind of happens with like colored pencils, but this is literally a coloring pencil. This is a Prismacolor pencil sharpener. So maybe you'd think they'd have figured this out, or maybe it's just my dumbass. Probably it's my dumbass. Uh, this is stupid kind of for me to even sketch with this because you guys aren't going to be able to see it until I actually start inking something. But hey, oh, actually, it's showing up a bit. So let's see. Let's draw some Ninja Turtles or something. So, publishing. If you have any questions too, feel free. I mean, I don't know what you'd ask necessarily, but feel free. um, so, I've just been thinking about a lot of things. Been thinking about life. Why is the sky blue? All that kind of stuff. uh, but yeah, self-publishing. This is the thing. I talk about this stuff with my buddy Fue, especially. I talk to him like every day. Um, also known as Lucifer Storm. We talk on Polo, Marco Polo. It's a pretty cool app. And we get into things, and we just, we're just friends, so we just talk. Cool stuff, right? Uh, and so one of the things we always talk about our comics and what we're trying to work on and all that stuff. Um, and One thing that's come up a lot is like planning and this idea of like, I mean, have you guys ever heard of this phrase? I'm sure you guys have heard of this phrase. Like, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. You know, that kind of thing. It's kind of maybe a cheesy quote. I don't know, but there's some truth to it, I think. And Sorry, I'm just trying to work out this kind of gesture situation. Um, so, uh, sorry. Apparently, I can't figure out how to talk and draw at the same time tonight. Um, this whole idea, like, this is the thing is like, I see a lot of people out there trying to make this comic thing work. I've tried to make this comic thing work with some success sometimes not much success, you know. And the thing is like if you don't plan, if you don't have some kind of idea of where you're going or where you would like to go, I'm not saying you have to know everything, but if you don't try to come up with a plan, you can't, and you don't, I don't know, like you can't execute on something that you don't even have a plan for, type of thing. And this is me. I'm talking to myself, more than in some ways more than anything. Um, and I feel like the last comic I made was for the AAA creators. What is it called now? It's called something different. I can't remember. Um, let's see. I got the Discord here somewhere. What do we call this thing now? Uh, Adventure. It's like Adventures in Making Comics or something. I forget. But anyways, um, so the anthology, the 9 volt anthology. That was the last thing I published, and the last thing I even really worked on outside of the inspiration is in your butt thing that I did with Dede. And that has not truly been published yet. That's just like, an Instagram or a thing I shared here on YouTube, and I noticed that when I've made when I've actually published comics, it's always a lot of times it's for like it tends to be for like some anthology that I'm involved with, um, or something like that. And there's always like a deadline and stuff. And it's not my deadline, it's the deadline of the people who have put it together. I mean, sometimes I'm the one who put it together, but like, or I would help to put it together. Yeah, there's nothing I've done on my own as far as putting together an anthology yet. Um, they've all been collaborations, but like the 100 Days of Making Comics, I was heavily involved in both of those anthologies, the putting together of it. And anyways, and the 9 volts a little bit, but mostly it was Peter Seckler. It's been Peter Seckler. Uh, and I've been happy to be a part of them. And but the thing is like when it comes to me making my own comics, like they're usually around like some kind of challenge, like 100 Days of Making Comics challenge or something where there's some kind of time limit, there's some kind of accountability. And I gotta look at some Turtles comics to see how these shells are drawn. Luckily, I have some nearby. I'll look at the original since I have that relatively nearby in my reading list, which has Gary Hodges books in there too, which I'm looking forward to reading. I still have yet to read them because I'm a jerk who takes forever to read everything. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Heroes in a Half Shell. Turtle Power. They're the something fighting team. I don't remember. I don't know the words. You guys probably know the words. I don't know the words. It's been a long time since I've seen the actual cartoon. I want to watch them again though, because I did enjoy them when I watched them as a kid. Oh, there's some backs of shells here. All right, I see what's going on here. We got like a little what are they, like almost like a pentagon type of shape kind of in the center, and then everything else kind of goes from there. It's not like a definite pentagon, it's just kind of a relatively similar shape. Ooh, that's such cool imagery. I love it. I love the art. Love it. Can't get enough of it. All right. I think I've seen enough. So, so the thing is like a lot of us try to do this thing, and we like work on our comic, and we do this and that, and then we possibly even publish it, and we kind of wonder like, why doesn't anybody care? And I've been in that situation myself at times, for comics, for other stuff, for like music, all kinds of stuff. And the truth is, we got to get people to care. It's kind of on us. If people don't care, it's kind of, there's a lot of factors. There's a lot of things that kind of contribute to that. So, a lot of times I've seen creators they'll blame the algorithm, or whatever algorithm it is that they blame, whether it's like Instagram or wherever, YouTube. They'll like blame the algorithm, or they'll blame like, well, people should care about my stuff, like I make really good stuff, they just don't get me or something, this and that. And sometimes part of that could be true, but you can't control that part. That's not something you have any control over. So it's kind of silly to and that's like the hard truth of it, really. It's a little bit silly to blame anything, ever. Because if you can't control it, then like you got to find a way around it somehow. I don't know what to say. Like, um, or you just get stuck and never make any progress because you're just like blaming everything. Even if it's not your responsibility, you got to take responsibility for stuff. It doesn't mean you have to take the blame for things, but you have to take responsibility for, like, okay, didn't work this way. Let's find a different way that works better, type of thing. And for me, right now, I haven't been very good at even working on comics, as of late. And it's like, whose responsibility is that? It's my responsibility. Whose fault is that? It's my fault, you know? Who is there anybody who's going to come around the corner and fix that for me? No. Nobody cares, and if they do, like, cool, but they're still not going to do my work for me. you know? I got to get people to care. I got to do the work. I got to get people excited about what I'm excited about? I got to make the thing, like, at least make the thing. At least start trying to work on making the thing. Figure out what the thing is that you want to make. I don't even can't even figure that out half the time. Um but the point is that the real point I'm trying to kind of get to is we have to, like, we can't just, like, have no plan and then get mad that there's no results. You know what I mean? Like, even if you have a comic you're dedicated to working on, um and even if you're sharing it and this and that, like, if you don't have, like, some sort of plan of how you're going to get it out there so people can check it out, then when people don't check it out, like, don't be surprised. Have some sort of plan. And if it doesn't work, that sucks, but it's okay because now you've learned something. There's something that you can gain from that failure or whatever. And but if you don't even ever have a plan and you don't execute some kind of plan, then you're never going to even get the opportunity to learn, you know? So it's just important that we, like, try to come up with some kind of plan. It's like, um, I've heard this kind of advice before, where it's like even like in religious circles, like, if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, type of thing, like, um, I don't know, like, you want God to move on your behalf or something, but, like, if you're not actually doing some things, like, why do you expect, God to do like, God will steer, like, a moving car, type of, I don't know. This is like weird theology. It's not even theology. I don't even know if I'm, like, saying anything real here, but I'm just saying, like, you can't move a parked car. Like, you got to have some kind of plan, you know? So, um, yeah, I don't know. That's kind of what I'm thinking about, is like having that plan. Like, what is our plan for this coming year? You know, um, what is my plan for this coming year? Like, so I feel like personally, I need to come up with, like, some kind of. I'm almost like, man, like, what can I do? And there's a couple things too. There's different publishing models, and there's probably infinite amount of publishing models, but, like, there's a few I can think of that are relatively common in comic books. Um, one of them is you know, you have this like one comic that you've been wanting to do your whole life, and I think of like Savage Dragon, or like um I don't know, trying to think of other people like Cerebus, Dave Sims. Uh and there's other people who have done like continual maybe Hellboy, Mike Mignola. And you're like, this is the thing I want to do. I mean, even Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like, I don't think it was what they set out, like, this is what I want to do necessarily, but when they did find it and hook onto it, they're like, oh, okay, this is what we're going to run with. That was their career pretty much. Like, they've done, Peter Laird and Kevin Eastman have done other things, but that's the bulk of what their career has been, and what they're always going to be known for. And they spent most of their lives, most of their careers managing that situation, and it's turned out to be one of the biggest things ever. But it's also started out as just a cool comic book. you know so anyways, other people have done that model where it's like, you got the thing you want to make, maybe I don't know, like, maybe that's what some of us want to do. That's where we're at. We have the thing we want to make, and we need to stick to it and just get people continuously try to spread the word about the thing you want to make, and keep making it and putting out new issues of it in whatever way you want to do it. So that's one model. That's one plan. Another plan that's relatively, common, I guess, in comics is I'm trying to figure out where his other arm should be. Um, is like doing like multiple stories, like different things. Like, I think of like Frank Miller. He did Sin City. He did Dark Knight Returns. He did Martha Washington. Alan Moore, Watchmen, and all the things he's done. Like, it's almost like the same model as like writing novels and stories in that way. You just come up with different stories, and for a while you're doing this story, and then for another while you're doing this a different story, and so on and so forth. Actually, I'm gonna put this going this way. um, and so you kind of focus on one book at a time and get the word out about that one book as you go, like, at a time. So that's like a model that's interesting, and you're building, but it's a little bit different, because you're not building like with the first model. You're like building a momentum with the same characters, and people are getting to know the characters more and more, and so that's kind of a cool model. So you sacrifice some things for one model, and gain some things for another model. Like, each model has its own advantages and disadvantages, and so there's that. Another model that I think is interesting, and this is probably closest to the model that I'll end up going with, I'm guessing, is having an anthology. You got, that Love and Rockets ones, the Hernandez brothers. That's an anthology that's gone on their whole life, but they've done multiple different stories. It's kind of like a mix of both. It's like it's still the same title throughout most of their life, but they're also mixing in, they're doing different stories. You know, Daniel Klaus, has done like the Ah, why am I, my brain's farting. Daniel Klaus. Why can't I think of it? Eight Ball. Is it Daniel Klaus, right? I'm learning about some of these creators. So sometimes I stumble over things. Yeah, Daniel Klaus, does did Eight Ball, for many years, and all that's all different stories, but it's like an anthology type of thing. And so that was one route of doing it, and that is probably the route that makes most sense to me. Like, I'm interested in doing all kinds of different things, so it probably makes sense if I do like a anthology type thing, because that's what I enjoy, just doing different stories and stuff. So I don't know. That's what seems to make the most sense for me. And I want to do sometimes like experimental stuff, sometimes this, sometimes that, you know. So it just seems like the right fit in a lot of ways. So, but the point is, like, now these are all cool ideas and everything, but like, it's not, the point actually isn't like which plan are you going to choose, which is the best plan. Because if there was a best plan, then we should all be doing the same plan. And actually, that's where a lot of times the industry falters. In fact, in independent comics industry, I think there's a way that a lot of us are faltering, and that is we're trying to go by the same plan. What's that same plan? Crowdfunding. You know, I'm not saying crowdfunding's bad. I'll probably do crowdfunding. Whatever. But um, the thing is like, there's all these people crowdfunding, and I don't know if you guys have ever run into this, but I definitely have, where maybe I go find somebody on like social media or something, and they make a cool comic. Like, I see them doing their art, they're talking about whatever, they're like making something cool. I'm like, okay, cool. Maybe they have a link to their stuff, because I'd like to buy that stuff. Like, I want to. This creator's cool. I'm curious what he makes. Like, I want to check it out, read it, and see what's going on. Go to their website. They don't have anything for sale. Talk to them. Ask them, hey, how can I get your stuff? I didn't see anything on your website. Oh, well, that was only for the Kickstarter or the Indiegogo or whatever it is. Um, we're gonna do another Indiegogo, and you can catch up when that happens in a few months. And I'm like, um, so I have to wait? Like, I'm excited to get it now. I might not remember in a few months that you even exist. Like seriously? And so I'm like, that's one fault of that particular way of going. I mean, but then there's deficiencies in you know getting a publisher or something. There's everything has its pluses and minuses. And again, the point isn't like picking the perfect thing. But again, so my point with bringing the crowdfunding up, like, is this is one of those things that a lot of us has latched onto as like, it's almost become like this is the only way to do it. And it's not the only way. It absolutely is not. Like, these Steel Streets comics, these things have never been crowdfunded. And he's put out so many more comics that aren't even this particular title. He's put out tons of comics. Is he making a living? I don't know. I don't know his personal life story, but he keeps producing these comics, and they're really good quality. And I can't imagine that he just has the money to just constantly print stuff. But maybe he does. Maybe it's his passion project. He works as a coder somewhere and is making decent money, and on the side, this is what he does for fun. Could be the case. You never know. But, my guess is most people who do that kind of thing, they probably, if they had the opportunity to make a living from it, they would quit whatever they're doing and actually just work on their passion thing all the time instead. Not everybody would choose that. Some people literally they don't want it to be that. They're happy with their job and there's nothing wrong with that. But the point is that, you know, you don't have to do crowdfunding. and there it feels like a lot of people don't have a plan. Um they just are going to do the thing that everybody else is doing. And just it's not that crowdfunding is bad. Again, like if you're planning on doing a crowdfunder right now, that's more power to you. That's I hope it's successful and all that. Like, but you know, there's evidence that even that system might be falling apart, you know. Still, I don't really think it totally is, but there's evidence to say that like some people are going away from it because they don't like that model anymore and blah blah blah. People don't trust it, whatever. There's all kinds of different things. But if that say that does go away, that doesn't mean that indie comics go away. That doesn't mean there's no chance for like cool stuff to happen anymore with comics. Um, in fact, even if that route is a decent way, like maybe there's a better way. Maybe there's a way that's more in line with the way who you are. Maybe there's a certain way that like actually if you went that way you'd have more success. Like I see people on Instagram all the time, like just artists doing their art thing. They might not make comics or anything, I don't know. But you know, and then I go look at their link on Instagram and they got like an Etsy site or a Square some kind of shop, Shopify or something. And it's like they don't have any Kickstarter going on. They don't have any of the typical stuff. They don't have a YouTube channel, but they're just on Instagram and people see their art, they sell it, and I don't know. I'm sure some of them are doing really good. You don't need to use any specific thing. And this is the point. The point isn't like trying to critique any of these methods. The point I'm trying to make is pick one. you know, just pick one. And if you're not 100% sure, especially just pick one. Like, um, it's not that big a deal. Like, it actually doesn't matter that much which one you pick. I mean, it does and it doesn't. It's like if you feel a strong desire to go one way or another, then yeah, go that way, and it probably does matter. Like maybe there's one that you just know works better for the way you are. Um, but if you're not sure, if you're like between a lot of different ideas and you're just like you can't figure out which one's the best for you, just pick one. Um, Action is better than no action, in my opinion, when it comes to publishing and stuff. So not only that, but like, do you have a plan for like when you're going to publish? Because a lot of us are just working on our comic forever, you know, and or we're like working on ideas and then this is me, like I work on ideas and then I skip to another idea and then I skip to another idea. And it's like if I just did each idea I had and took the time it took, like I'd be a lot more far along these right now than I am. So, I could be better off if I had a plan for publishing. And it's not like publishing is the be all end all. Not everybody even wants to publish. Some people just want to enjoy being involved in the community and sometimes publishing something for fun. There's nothing wrong with that. But for me, I want to do something more than that, personally. it's just that's my goals, that's my interest, you know. So um I think that I need to have some kind of plan. And I don't know what that plan is right now, but it needs to be some kind of formulated thing where it's like, okay, I'm gonna publish heck one comic this year. I don't know, like I'm gonna get my first like true comic done this year. Like I had the idea to do Glyph. That was the thing I was gonna do by my birthday. But there's things that kind of went the wayside with that. It's I don't know that I want to do that comic, at least not right now. I don't know. I enjoyed doing the writing I did, but in doing that writing, I realized like I don't know if this is the story I really want to tell, you know? And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with moving away from something. If you got to move away from something, move away from it. I have so many other ideas. It's insane anyways. So, but I just feel like there's too many things that stop me from doing Glyph, and there's too many things that make me just that's not really the thing I want to do. So, anyways, I'm just like these are not really good drawings, of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I can already see there's a bunch of proportion stuff, but I'm just gonna play around with inks and stuff. I'm not trying to make like the most amazing thing. And there's only three of the four turtles here, and it's how many I could fit. So yeah, I'm just don't expect this to be the most amazing turtles drawing. Uh, but so yeah, I don't know. I think that it's important to pick a plan and go with it. Again, I'm saying this for my sake. I'm not. This is not. This is not me talk really actually saying this to anybody, but more than me. But I think we can all like a lot of us can benefit from this, anyways, too. Uh, so what's your plan? Like, I'm curious to hear what's your plan this year. Do you have a plan to publish something, or you might not be a comic book creator, or that might not be the thing you're focused on, but maybe you want to do an art book. Maybe there's something that you want to do that's a little bit different than you did last year or that you've done in the past, where it's like, why haven't I done this yet? This is something I've been wanting to do for a long time. Just maybe make a zine or something. I don't know. It could be anything. It could be little, it could be big plan, whatever. I don't know. Um, but But it's not gonna happen if you don't have some kind of plan, because there's wishful thinking doesn't really get you anywhere, type of thing. So, and I know I've lost a lot of time to almost that wishful thinking type of vibe. Um, so I gotta figure out my plan. I don't know what it is exactly yet. I've had some ideas, but I have a couple comic ideas I want to do. But I do think that probably it's this anthology kind of thing because I like to try different things. I get distracted. I want to go this direction one day and then a different direction another day. Um, so I think this kind of love and rockets slash eight ball slash I'm trying to think of something that's like more up my alley of kinds of comics that does that. Like I'm kind of not thinking of any other anthologies that are like more in the adventure realm, but you know, I'd like to think of an example that does that, but yeah, some kind of anthology situation where I do multiple stories. And I think like Love and Rockets and Eight Ball has like pretty iconic like names. Like they have a name where it's like you follow that, it's got to be something like relatively interesting to follow. Um, and I don't know, like a catchy name type of thing. So I don't know. I'll figure it out, I guess. But that's kind of what I'm thinking right now. And then, like, what is my schedule going to be? Like, at least a target schedule. I may not make that schedule, but what's the target at least, Because I feel like it's like I have this channel, Marsh Makes Comics, and I'm not even like making comics within the last couple months. I mean, granted, I've had a lot of life change situations going on, and I'm happy about those life changes. But I finally got my studio up and running, and my room, and it's time to make this thing happen. So I'm just trying to figure out what that plan is, and again, failing to plan is planning to fail. Like, yeah, it's kind of a cheesy thing, but I think I think it's true. you know, there's something to it. So I got to figure out what that is. And I want it to be, comic related. I mean, I actually know my music plans better than I know my comic plans right now. I have a group of friends who make music as well. And, we're also on like Marco Polo together. We chat once in a while. And uh, we've decided, we did this last year too. And we're going to do it again this year, but we're going to do it a tiny bit differently. But bef- by or I mean July 4th, we have to each have published an album, you know, on like Spotify or Bandcamp or wherever. And it worked last year. We all got a little album out on Spotify, and it was cool. Um, and we're going to do it again this year, but we're giving ourselves a little bit more time. Last year we gave ourselves uh 3 months. This year we're giving it 6 months. So you know, so I know that plan. But that's like just almost like I don't know, like I know I can get that done. It's not even like, I mean, it'll take work, but that's something I'm certainly motivated to do, and I'll always sort of working on a little bit anyways. So I think it'll be fine. But I need my comic plans to be kind of figured out too. So yeah, I'm trying to figure that out. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about. I'm going to get back to the chat here for a minute and then continue sketching a bit. Let's see. Do 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 do. Let's see. Inspiration page. Yeah. Yep, it is it is that was the truly the last comic I did. And that was a couple months ago. Nathan posted the lyrics for TMNT. That's cool. Let's see. TMNT cartoon theme lyrics. Because I can't click on that. Oh, actually, maybe I can. Can I? Because you are a mod, so new pinned chat. Okay. Let's see. Oh yeah, that link I can click on. Click on. Cool. Let's see. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, heroes in a half shell, turtle power. They're the world's most fearsome fighting team. We're really hip. Oh man, it brings back memories. They're heroes in a half shell and they're green. Oh, I didn't know. They're heroes in a half shell and they're green. When the evil Shredder attacks, these turtle boys don't cut him no slack. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in a Half Shell. Splinter taught them to be ninja teens. He's a radical rat. Oh my gosh. Leonardo leads, Donatello does machines. That's a fact, Jack. Raphael is cool but crude. Give me a break. Michelangelo is a party dude. Party! That's so awesome. Oh, yes. I love it. I need to watch that show. I wonder if I'll get a copyright strikes for singing badly. They'll probably give me copyright strikes just because it's like, no, don't sing, please. Don't sing on your channel. That's not what your channel's about. Excuse me. Oh, goodness. Ronnie says, got a horror finale girl, horror female lead calendar coming soon next year. Oh, that's cool. Ow. I hurt myself at work a little bit today. I kind of sort of fell and I just like touched the scar thing or whatever. It's not bad. It just was like a little bruise or whatever, or scrape. My horror comic buddy Gio and I both have artwork in it. His actress friends in the calendar are going to help promote it. Cool. That's awesome. I remember you talking about the calendar stuff. That's great, man. Good luck with that. Plus, planning on finishing up my horror comic and getting it published too. That's awesome, dude. You're killing it, man. I love it. I'm so happy for you. I gotta take a sip once in a while. Let's see. Dave Hangley. I have two deadlines set for next year. The first is for an anthology. The other is for something I want to get out by June. Sort of gives me 3 months per project. That's awesome. And that's the thing too, is like I do these anthologies and it's like that's the only way I'll ever get like comics done. But I need to learn how to make deadlines for myself, you know. I need to not be so dependent on challenges and anthologies and stuff like that. So I think I need to take a hint from what you guys are up to. Having short deadline really focuses you. Yeah. And I need to make them not be such big projects sometimes too, maybe. So, yeah, yeah, I gotta figure it out, and I'm sure probably tomorrow I'll have it figured out or something. Like, just I know once I start thinking about it, I'll figure it out, the type of thing. And I know I've done well before with like freaking trying to make stuff. So it's like I just gotta make it happen, and I gotta get a plan. You know, I can't. I didn't fail at my plan this year at making comics because I never had a plan. Like I need to at least have a plan to fail at. You know, at least I can say I failed, but I can't even say I failed because I didn't even have a plan to fail at. Adam Laura, what's up, dude? I think a solo anthology with variety is a great approach for you. Yeah. You know me, man. You can do as much or as little. That's a good point too. You can do as much or as little of glyph stuff as you want per issue. That's you. I like what you're saying there, Adam. That's good. And you have a lot of shorts completed already that you can include. Yeah, that's a good point too. Good stuff. I like that, man. That's encouraging to hear. I didn't really think of it quite like that. My plan for 2023 is to complete Toad Road Comics 3 and to continue developing other projects that are currently in development. See, that's the thing. I love the first part of what you said. My plan for 2023 is to complete Toad Road Comics number 3. And I would say, and this is, take this with a grain of salt because I'm obviously not doing good with this myself. So, but let's say we modify that to I want Toad Road Comics number 3 to come out by July 4th. I don't know. Whenever, make the time what you're comfortable with, but make a time. And then to continue so to continue developing other projects that are currently in development. Like I love that, but maybe you can put some kind of time limit on a portion of that. Like, I want the script written for so and so comic by blah 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 time. I'm not saying you're doing it wrong. I'm just saying, like, this is something I have learned, is like having a little bit more concrete of a plan is probably more helpful. Like, when I've done that, I've done better, type of thing. Do what you will. Maybe, like I said, take it with a grain of salt. Say, if you think I'm talking crap and it's not right, totally disregard it. That's fine. I'm totally cool with that. But I'm just saying, maybe think about the option of making, you got your kind of plan. Let's see if you can put a little bit more detail to that, and make it a little more concrete type of thing. But who knows? Maybe that's not the right way to go. You got two comics out last year. Maybe you got more. I don't know. But I know you got issue 1 and issue 2 of Toad Road Comics out last year. And, maybe whatever you're doing is working, and keep going with that, So, but I'm glad to hear you got stuff going. And I'm looking forward to seeing you continue to work those things out, for sure. And I've heard that before, like, okay, like, you have an idea of what you want to do. Now, like, map out, like, the steps. What are the steps to get you there, and what is the time? Putting a time on it can be very powerful. It doesn't work for everybody. Sometimes that's too much pressure. I get that. But I think it helps me personally. So yeah. Do. Consider it. If you don't like that idea, totally cool too. Let's see, Nathan. Maybe it was a bad idea to send the lyrics after all. I know it was. You didn't know that I had the cojones to sing on live stream. Whoops. Oh, let's see. Farmer Fox, what's up? Goals are not my strong point. Yeah, I'm not great at them either, to be honest. However, you are motivating me to make some goals. Well, cool, good. I'm glad it's helpful. And follow through and accomplish some regarding art. I would, like I said, what I just was saying to Adam, maybe that's something that will help you. I don't know. I'm hoping it'll help. That's what I'm going to try to do for myself. Hopefully, it'll help me. Uh, Lady Ribbit. I like that name. That's fun. It's easy to put your projects on the back burner for real world projects. Oh my gosh. Yes, that's a good point. It is so easy to put your projects on the back burner. That's my problem. It's hard to put your passion projects ahead of everyday problems. It's a hurdle to overcome. I mean, you just said it right there, Lady Ribbit. Like, that is 100,000 bajillion points true. Man, good stuff. Yep. All right, so I'm gonna continue inking this little turtle here and see how things go. But yeah, I'd love to hear more from you guys, what your goals are and stuff. You know, and I don't know, anything else. Like, how's your Christmas planning going and everything? Have you gotten all the gifts you need to get? Are you going to be scrambling in the next few days to, like, get the last things? I still got kind of some things to do. We haven't even, like, we got, like, our tree up last night. And we didn't even decorate it yet. It's got two ornaments on it. And we got, like, half of our house put, like, the lights and stuff on the outside of the house. We got, like, half of it done. But we'll get there. Friday I have off, so whatever we haven't finished yet, we'll probably get done then, I guess. I mean, we might get the tree done tonight or tomorrow or something. Who knows? I mean, there's not a lot more time tonight necessarily. There might be some time though. We'll see. Uh, but yeah, I freaking love the Turtles. I don't know. I had fun singing the Ninja Turtles song. Sorry. I hope you guys didn't. I probably lost like subscribers, but oh well. uh, I guess channel plans too, like YouTube channel plans, like that's something I've been struggling with too, to be honest, you know. I keep thinking I have good ideas and good plans, but then I get home after long days of work and I'm tired and I put things off till the next day and all that fun stuff. It's great. Procrastination is beautiful, you know. So, um, so yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy being cheesy. Um, so yeah, let's see what else. Like I said, we went to Comic Con this weekend. It was really fun. That's the other thing too, is we just happened to have like things that came up. Like we went to Washington the weekend before, you know, Washington D.C. and is like that's like been a dream of mine to go to Washington for a long time, and I finally had the opportunity to go. I was like, I'm not passing this up, even though we have stuff we got to do. We went, and I'm really glad we did. I had nothing but fun, and well, you know, it was a good time, but there were some struggles too. But it's all good. We had fun, and I got to see the Lincoln Memorial, which was really cool, and I got to hang out with Magda and our friends, you know, some of our other friends, and we were going on the scooters and stuff throughout DC, and it was just a fun flipping time, and it was kind of spontaneous too that we like did it. Like we didn't even know that we were gonna go until um I'm like drawing this hand really weird, but whatever. We didn't even know we were going until like a few days before, you know, and then we decided, yeah, we'll go because other people were going, and and we went with our friends, and it was great. And it's just kind of funny because I was like, um, I was literally just saying, like, the day before somebody told our friends told us that they were going, I was literally talking to Magda and a couple other people about, like, because I watched, Logan's Run, and it made me think of it because, you know, they end up in, like, post-apocalyptic, Washington, DC. Spoiler alert after the fact. And, it just made me think, man, I've wanted forever to see go there and visit, and not only that, but like see the Lincoln Memorial because it's like this big huge statue, and you know, I'm like I want to see what that looks like, and I don't know, and we saw like the Constitution and stuff like behind like you know, bulletproof glass and guarded there was guards and stuff on each side of the Constitution, and that was kind of cool to see and all that. And yeah, I don't know, it was a trip, and just seeing all the sights and just traveling with friends, singing songs, whatever, like all the stuff we were doing was great. And being able to do that because for so long I wasn't able to do anything like that before in the past. So, you know, it's a new adventure life situation going on. So it's nice. So anyways, um yeah, I don't know, like uh because of that, it's like you gotta take the seize the day type of thing, like take the opportunities when they come sometimes. And so I've just been living life a little bit, even though I haven't been getting as much done with some of my goals. But you know, it's a new year. It's coming time to get into this stuff. So um, I gotta start thinking about what this next year is gonna look like. I gotta get back into a routine that makes sense. I think that's a big part of it too, is like building out a routine. You know what I mean? Like, that's actually a huge part of it. Like, I guess when you're considering like what your goals should be for the next year, think about like what's realistic for your life. What do you do well and what do you not do well? And just try to focus on a routine that is like realistic for your tendencies. You know, just like the whole idea of doing an anthology for me is much more realistic for me than like, oh, let's work on a graphic novel, because I know myself. I know how I get distracted. Like, it's better if I don't focus on one specific story, you know? So, same thing with routine. What am I kind of okay at when it comes to routine, and what do I am I not so okay at, and try to focus on the things that work, that I know work, and try to just know where my weaknesses are kind of, and then just set up ways for myself to succeed despite my weaknesses. And when I say me, I'm talking about you guys too. Like, what how does that work for you? Like, evaluate your life a little bit and think like, what kind of routine can I get into that'll actually give me the best chance for success? You know, have a little, do your best to evaluate yourself and have a little self awareness. That's a hard thing to do. It's not easy to take a look at yourself sometimes, and figure that kind of thing out. I don't know that I have it figured out, you know? So, but there's been times where I've done well with things, you know what I mean? And so I kind of have a bit of an idea of like what that could mean, type of thing for me. So I have had success in the past of getting good work done on my comics. So I know I can do it. But what can I learn from those things in the past, and how can I emphasize my strong points, and minimize where I'm weak? So hopefully this stuff is helpful and makes sense. And also know that it's not going to work exactly how you'd like it to work. You're going to have to modify, you might have to modify a little bit throughout the year. But if you have a plan, you can kind of you can modify. If you don't have a plan and you're not working towards something, then you're just going to feel frustrated that you're never getting anything done. I know, I've been there. I'm kind of there at the moment. You're going to be frustrated that you're not getting anything done, and then you're going to feel bad, but then it's like, well, what's the point of feeling bad? You didn't even have a plan to begin with, you know, type of thing. So, and again, I'm not like criticizing anybody. I'm talking to myself, but you know, so that's kind of what I'm thinking here. Do 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 do. Like, what can we do to avoid Marshall singing another song on his live streams? Like, what has to happen? I don't know if it's possible, because I can't help it. Like, I have some kind of cheesy song in my head, like the Get Along Gang or something comes into my head, and I just gotta sing it. Ask Magda, she'll tell you. Oh my gosh. One time I was like humming something. I didn't even know what I was humming. And Magda turns around to me and she's like, "Are you singing the Smurfs theme song?" And I'm like, And I kind of redid it a little bit. I'm like, oh yeah, I guess I am. And I'm like, how do you even know? You're from Poland. How do you know what the Smurfs theme song sounds like, you know? She's like, well, we had a different one, but it still has the same tune. And yeah, there's the different like words in the Polish Smurfs and stuff. So that was kind of that. It turned into a fun conversation, and we like looked up the theme and everything. That was cool. So drawing some Ninja Turtles the best I can. All right, let's check out the chat again for a little bit. Here, I'll show you guys up close a little bit. It's just a sketch. This is not beautiful art. But it's fun. I like playing with inks and drawing stuff. Do 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 do. Oh wow, there's some chat going on here. Let's see. If they left your channel because you sang turtles, then they are lame. I agree with you, Dede. They are lame. Oh, I gotta do this I'm gonna do this giveaway. If anybody's interested in this giveaway, this will be for anybody. It could be anybody in the world. You don't have to be in America. This is very, lightweight, so I can send it, pretty cheaply. And I'll add some other stuff to this. But this is and we're not gonna do it just this minute. I'm gonna catch up with chat first, but just so you know, analog self-publishing, step-by-step instructions to make your own book without a computer. And this is like meant for zine creators and stuff. But I mean, what's the difference between a zine and a comic? Not much. So, you can make your own comic without even a computer. Hint, hint, you use a printer. And it's all kind of analog work. But it's kind of fun to think, oh, like, I don't even need a computer. Like, if you're thinking, like, what's going to stop you is you don't know Photoshop, like, you don't need Photoshop. You can do it on the cheap. You can do it on, if you have a printer or you have access to a library with a printer or whatever, like, and some paper. Like this is literally, it happens to be yellow copy paper, but it's literally like a regular 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. Two of those pieces of paper folded and stapled together, like done with a copy machine. There's no computer here. And if you take 5 minutes and think about it, you can figure out how to do it. But this has some cool little steps in it, and it's fun. I have two of them. I'm going to give one away. I'll add some more cool things in this as well. Maybe like a little sketch and some stickers or something. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe a couple, maybe a mini. I don't know. I'm not going to like promise anything specific, but um, yeah, it'll be a little giveaway, free little giveaway, and we'll do a little raffle here in a few minutes once I catch up with the chat. So, let's see. It's not easy being cheesy. I know, right? I mean, I'm sure you know about that. I'm sure you got the dad jokes flowing, Nathan. I got dad jokes flowing, and I'm not even a dad yet. Let's see. Chester Cheetah. Is that where that's from? I don't even know if I'm quoting a legend like Chester Cheetah, but I may very well be. Nathan Marsh, you just spoiled a 45-year-old movie. A great movie, by the way. What did I forget what it was that I spoiled? Oh, Logan's Run. Yes. I mean, that's not the full end, but that's part of it. Nathan makes you scared to turn. Was it 30? Oh man, 30. I'm an old man in the movie. I'm not 30. Yeah, it's 13, 14 years away from that. The 1976 version. Yeah, I'm sure. I think it was that time. It definitely is 70s. I don't know. Was there another version of Logan's Run? I don't know if it like was that popular in any other era since then. But yeah, it was around that time. Let's see. I went to the theater in 1976 to see it. Okay, cool. Yeah, you're a sci-fi fan. It was pretty interesting. It was cool. It was, you know, it definitely shows its time, and the acting. I don't know if the acting is all that great. Some of it's okay. I don't know. The girl's cute. I don't know what her name is, but she was kind of cute. Um, let's see. And then the dude from see, to me, like, the dude from I want to say the dude from Austin Powers is in it, but he's like a famous actor, but I don't know him very well. I just have seen him in things here and there. You guys are probably like, "Oh my gosh, you don't know so and so." Right in the book, the age was much younger. Did Logan? What was first, the chicken or the egg? What was first for Logan's Run? Was it the movie? Was there a book? My guess is that there was a book first. Um, I know there's a comic for it, but I feel like the comic probably came after the movie, is my guess. But yeah, I don't think I read the book. That's surprising because you read all kinds of sci-fi stuff, but maybe it just didn't hit you. And I read so much sci-fi, but can't remember reading it. Oh, okay, interesting. Be right back again. Gotta put stuff away and punch out. Gotcha, dude. Thanks for hanging out with us as you can. Nathan, the book was like 20, although I haven't read it either. It's just trivia that I know. But same here. Read tons of sci-fi, but not that one. Watched the TV series back in the day. Oh, yeah, there was also a TV show, right? What that it must have been like super popular because I mean it had a comic, had a TV show, had a movie, had a book. Like, wow, that's pretty popular. That's like a lot of things. Publishing. It's publishing. We're publishing. They had a plan. They had a plan to publish, and they did it. Oh, let's see. Ha ha ha. Now I can't guarantee you won't lose subbies over the Smurfs. Yes, I know, right? Uh, I don't remember the theme. Like, let's see. Can I think of the theme? I know there's Gargamel. I mean, the Smurfs are great, right? I don't know. I like the Smurfs. Oh, I can't even remember how it goes at the moment, but I never really thought about it until I watched an episode because, after we had that discussion, we actually watched a couple episodes of Smurfs while we were like folding laundry. Um, but there was I never really realized, but it's literally one woman in a town of men. And the one of the episodes we watched was where all the guys in the town were like enamored with her, and she was like she had to pick which one she would go out with or something. And then here we go, spoiler alert. In the end, she picked none of them, which was like, ah. Even Papa Smurf was trying to get with her. Oh my gosh, Farmer Fox. Tiredness is the worst threat to production, in my opinion. Yeah, it gets me more often than not. I'm afraid. Uh, Makes me want to color them. The Ninja Turtles. Yeah, I mean it's fun, right? It'd be fun to color them. Yeah, I could see myself wanting to color them. Smurfs were cool. Best episode was the one with the purple fly. It's basically zombie Smurfs. Ooh, that sounds good. I have to check it out. uh, Jenny something was her name. Yeah, I looked up some of the names of the actors and stuff, but I don't remember. Book was first, then the movie, then the TV show. All right, and then I'm sure the comic came somewhere in that realm. Jenny Agutter was the name of the girl from Logan's Run, and she's brilliant. Oh, okay, cool, cool beans. Nathan, I don't know how popular it was, but they tried to make more money from it. And I wonder if it was like coming off of the success of Star Wars, or no, Star Wars came out, the first one came out in 78, I think, or something, if I'm not mistaken. Star Wars A New Hope. And it wasn't called A New Hope back then. I know. Don't get on me. 1977. So the year after. So, I mean, it was in the zeitgeist, though. Like, people were wanting something in that realm. And, Logan's Run probably fulfilled a little bit of that desire, before Star Wars came, and then probably everybody forgot about Star Wars or about Logan's Run. Probably not though, because I'm sure, the following TV show and all that stuff came probably after or around the same time as Star Wars. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it's interesting. Interesting to think of. I'd be curious to learn more about that era of sci-fi stuff. Let's see. Smurfette is not really a Smurf. She was created by Gargamel. Oh my gosh. Nathan knows the deep Smurf lore. Oh boy. The actress from Logan's Run was also an American Werewolf in London. Okay. All right. Cool, cool. Loved Logan's Run. Cool, cool. Logan's Run came first, then Star Wars changed sci-fi movies. Yes. Yeah, they changed everything. All right, so let's do a giveaway and stuff. So, how does this work again, Dede? um, what did we do? Pick a number from 1 to 20 or something like that. And you can't go over. Did we do 20 on my channel? Because your channel's got more people. My channel has less, so it's better to have a smaller number. You can't go over the number I randomly pick. Let me get the website up, and then I can show you guys as I'm picking it. What is it? Random number or something? .org. I don't know. Random number generator. There it is. It just comes up on Google. So we'll do a little giveaway. This can be anybody from any place in the world. I'll send it to you. If it costs me $50 to send 2 pieces of paper, well, that's my own fault. And I'll throw some other cool stuff in it. So yeah, put it in a number. 1 to 20 is good, and you can't go over. It has to be under. First person closest without going over. Yep. One number only. You can only put one number. And when I type in go, wait for Marsh to type in go exactly. Random.org. Thank you. Wait for me to type go. Make sure the chat is in live chat. I don't know if that matters so much with my channel, but Adam, you're sweet. I prefer SETI's run. Thank you. That might happen. We'll see. I hope so. I'd like to get back to SETI and the hitchhiker story. Yeah, wait for me to type go. Put in a number anywhere from 1 to 20. Whoever is closest without going over gets the thing. And yeah, so I'm going to type in go very soon. And then you guys can put your numbers in. Once I do, pay attention to the chat. Make sure you got live chat clicked, because that helps, I guess. And yeah, so I'll do a little countdown to go, so that, because the reason why we do the countdown is because there's sometimes a lag for people. So I want to make sure everybody gets a chance to put their number in and everything. So we're gonna do it. So here we go. We're gonna do a little bit of a countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pay attention to the chat. It's the chat. Once it says go, it should be there now. And put your number in, and we'll wait for a little bit. Get your numbers in. Don't be late. Don't lollygag. Don't don't the other night I put popcorn in the microwave, And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna pay attention this time. And I'm like, I'm going, I'm doing stuff, and I'm like, I'm in the kitchen. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna check back. Okay, good. I'm still thinking about it. And I'm like, oh crap, I have to go to the bathroom. I went to the bathroom, and then I got like, sometimes I get bloody noses, like in dry air and stuff. So I got a bloody nose, and I'm like, oh, I'm like dealing with that. And then I'm like, oh crap, like I just remembered I put popcorn in the thing, and it burnt, and it got all that sucks. But anyways. I'm gonna write in stop, and when I write stop, you have to stop. So you can only put one number in, and I'm about to write in stop, but I'll do a countdown too, so that way everybody gets their thing in. If you haven't gotten your thing in now, it's still you still got a chance, but once I write in stop in the chat, no more time. So get your numbers in. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop. Stop, 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 stop. So we got a few people in here. Now we got 16, 14, 11, 1, and 12. So I'm going to go to random. Let me share the screen here. Let's see. Present, share screen, Chrome tab, random number generator. All right, here we go. So you guys should see the screen now. Minimum 1, maximum, I'm going to put in 20 right now. Maximum 20. All right, I'm about to hit the button. Here we go. Generate. 13 is the number. So whoever was closest to that without going over. Ooh, Farmer Fox, Dave Hingley went over. The other comic guy got close, but Music and Art Incorporated looks like you got the closest. Hello, thank you for coming by and hanging out. And the people who I haven't seen, Engelbert Humperdinckle, not Humperdinck, not to be confused with Engelbert Humperdinck, but Engelbert Humperdinckle is here. Thank you for coming by. Music and Art Incorporated, thank you for coming by. You're the winner. You are the winner. That's awesome. So, what you need to do, Music and Art Incorporated, is you can go and congratulations, by the way. Here, I'll put my email in here. You can email me your address. I will not share it with anybody. I'm not going to add it to my mailing list. But if anybody wants to be added to my mailing list, go over to donkeyjawprojects.com. I'll put a link for that as well. And sign up, and you can even put your address in there if you want, and I still haven't sent any of the free stuff that I plan on sending, but I will be doing that. That's something else I have to put on my schedule so that it's like gonna happen, but it's not a guarantee anyway. It's just a free fun things I might I'll send in the mail from time to time. But anyways, email me here at marshmakesart@gmail.com. And send me your info, and I will send this with some other stuff too. Here, let me remove this thing. Yep, I'll send this analog self-publishing step-by-step instructions. And if anybody else wants to is curious in this and wants to order it, it's on Etsy. If you look up zines on Etsy, you'll find it. In fact, you know what? Let me put the link in. We'll put a link in for my website if you want to sign up for my mailing list. You could do that. And then next, I'll put in a link for the zine as well. There's my website, and then the zine, I gotta find it. Etsy zines, analog self-publishing. I'm sure it'll come up. There it is. Bam. Quick and easy. It's $5. You're getting a value of $5 for the awesome price of nothing here on marshmakescomics.org. No. But anyway, here's the link. Uh, so if you want to actually buy the thing, check it out. So yeah, thanks for the link, Marsh. No problem. Anytime. I like sending the links and sharing people's stuff. So yeah, email me your address and we'll send you some cool stuff. And yeah. Other than that, I think that's about it, guys. I've shared things, I've drawn things. Hopefully you guys got something from this. Hopefully it was helpful. You know, I don't know when my next live stream, probably next week, Tuesday, you know. I'll probably do another live stream. I guess that's what my schedule is now for doing live streams. I tend to do one live stream a week on Tuesdays at around somewhere around 6:30, something like that. So tune in. We'll do some more stuff. We'll get to some more giveaways from time to time, and I am gonna do like the edited videos, like I've been saying. But geez, I just haven't gotten to it yet. So hopefully we'll be getting into that routine we've been talking about this in this episode. And things will get better, and you guys will have more consistent out stuff to check out from me. But and comics, we're gonna get to more comics, right? So, thank you for watching, everybody. It's been fun, and we'll chat again next time. Hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas and holiday season, and we'll be chatting.